Woo! Good evening, my impatiens. Hi, how are you doing? How are things going with you? I actually had a pretty good day today. I mean, all things considered, which is something to be happy about. I think. Um, okay, one sec. I'm sharing this on social media, but social media is not cooperating with me. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Okay. Okay, I'm going to share with you some artwork while we get the people joining. The first one I say to Dr. Natural, I'm scared. All I do is sit in my room day after day posting online. I have no friends, no life, no independence. My parents tell me I'm a loser and a burden. Dr. Natural says you should really live in the real world and go to the Fountain House in New York City, Hell's Kitchen. Although 99% of the time I was safe and sound, I had the HIV accident and scare. They say it was my choice and there was no gaslighting and it was not dangerous, but. The next one, I say to Dr. Natural, I'm scared coming to sessions in Brooklyn and the Fountain House. Is this the hood? I'm afraid of getting assaulted or possibly killed. Dr. Natural says the true hood is far from mass transit. No trains go there. If you were to go there, they'd assume it was a drug sting, undercover police. I asked, does mass transit mean Dr. Natural wanted to see me get assaulted like ECW? Does sting mean Owen Hart? These are ideas of reference delusions. And last, my mother said, you used to have friends in a life. I asked, what is she talking about? I was in a solitary Joanne Greenberg fantasy land in my 20s and 30s. It's well documented I never had a life. Her narrative is bullshit and revisionist history. She can't even communicate and take accountability for things we all know is true. Now imagine secrets. You know, people say, Andrew, you're a sheltered white guy. I'll share with you my mother's painting, too. This is called Summer Falling, my mother's painting. Here we go. This is my mother's painting. It's called Summer Falling. As you can see, my mother has some good painting talent. What do you think? Somebody said, no, I mean, somebody says, I don't think your mother was lying, you know, when she said, I don't think your mother was bullshitting when she said, you had a life. No, I mean, I think it's pretty well corroborated by psychiatrists and the psychopharmacologists and mental health professionals, and even by me, that I've been solitary, have lacked friendships. I mean, I briefly had friends at the Fountain House in 2019 and 2020 and 2021. But solitude and being alone is basically the story of my life. Maybe when my mother said you had friends, she was referring to some of the Fountain House friends. But basically, solitude is the story of my life. Somebody says, your mother's painting was really good. Yeah, no, she did a great job, and she's doing a lot of them. I'm going to scan a bunch of them. Do you want me to continue to share my mother's paintings, or... Somebody says his mother's painting is really good. Okay, cool. I'll share one of my mother's paintings every time I go to the art class. All right, so I got my social worker tomorrow. Things aren't too bad. Things aren't too bad. Things are getting better. Things are slowly but surely getting better. All right, I'll share with you. So I was supposed to go mini golfing with Nami on Monday night, but apparently there was some sort of problem. Not with Nami, but they said since we were an organization, they needed like medical, or I don't know exactly what the problem was, but they wouldn't let us mini golf. I mean, it was a little disappointing. I mean, everybody got there and they wouldn't let us mini golf, but I guess that's life, you know. Sometimes that happens. Whew. You know, to be honest with you, I wasn't really in the mood to mini golf anyway. I was just going there to get out of the house to socially engage with people, but actually doing putting for 18 holes would have been pretty torturous to me. So you know, I didn't, you know, really what I'm looking for here is to just be one on one and chat with a lady. You know, just communicate and chat and cuddle with a lady. So he says, do you even like mini golf? Not really. Yeah, so he says there's so many holes and it's tiring. Yeah, I mean it's okay once in a while. One time every summer, I guess. I guess one time every summer. Yeah, mini golf's a little annoying, quite frankly. All right. I mean, it's. I think so, like a lot of things in life. Sometimes it's fun if you're with the right company. You know, it's something to do if you're with the right people. La 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 la. All right. Like if you're with a cute woman, I think mini golf might be fun. If you're with a cute woman, I think mini golf might be fun. All right. La 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 la. I'm browsing X, formerly Twitter, right now, and I'm looking at a brawl in a movie theater. A bunch of people are beating each other up. It looks kind of violent. It looks kind of violent. I'm not going to share it because I don't know how to copyright it. Rusty says crickets, crickets, crickets. Yeah, I'm sorry. I mean, I don't really have much to talk about. I'm looking to entertain myself, but crickets, crickets, crickets. You want me to hit the bricks, hit the dusty trail? I'm kind of. Uh, Rusty says, go do something, go somewhere, live life. Well, I mean, that's a fair point. That's a fair point. Do something, live life, make your life happen. We got Brain Dead in the house. So no, we say Brain Dead is not a reference to me. It's just his name. I'm not a fan of your name, quite frankly. I'm not a fan of your name. Makes me think I have neurological damage and I'm brain dead. There's also somebody on Instagram who has the name Broke Pathetic Loser staring into the void. And I'm like, hey, is this person referencing me with their name? Apparently not. Apparently, there's a lot of broke, pathetic losers who are staring into the void. There's a lot of people with brain rot. There's a lot of people who are like me, who are incels. So don't assume the names have anything to do with me. So he says, it'll affect everybody someday. That's true. That's true. You know, Rusty says, I have the finest Italian brain rot. Rusty's brain is rotting just like my brain is rotting. We're developing neurological damage, all of us. We're all developing a neurological damage. So Rusty was giving me crickets. Rusty was giving me crickets. So he says, we all have some form of brain rot. That's true. That's true. Maybe not as bad as someone like the 60s rockers who really went crazy with LSD. I think my brain rot is probably not too bad in comparison to that. Rusty asks, can you ride a unicycle? I don't think so. I know how to ride a bicycle, not a unicycle, though. '60s psychedelic rockers. Somebody says you should get a unicycle and try to ride one on stream. That might be fun. That might be less boring. That might be less boring. That's fair. Unicycle content in 2026. Yes, yes. Okay. Make Your Life Happen, day 10 million. Groundhog Day with Bill Murray, day 10 million. Broken Record, day 10 million. What's different? It's the same day over and over again. Am I going to ever escape the broken record? Am I going to ever escape the simulation? You got to make it happen, right? Hey, Gina, how you doing? Somebody says, does 6 million sound like a big number to you? 6 million's a big number, yes. Hey, Gina, how art thou? How art thou? Well, what do you mean by 6 million? I mean, it depends. Like 6 million grains of sand might not be big, but 6 million pounds is pretty heavy. So like 6 million what, Rusty? Gina says, it's hot outside. It would be great going in the swimming pool. Yeah, I was going to go in the swimming pool today, but I couldn't go in. $6 million would make you comfortably live. So that would be a good thing. $6 million. $6 million. The answer is it depends what you're referring to. 6 million pennies? How much is 6 million pennies? Yeah, somebody says 1 million would let me live comfortably. Yeah. When Rusty asks 6 million, that's comfortable living. That's hey, I mean, you look at these hockey players. A lot of them get like 6 million a year contracts, and they get it for like 10 years. And hey, I'd be happy with a $6 million contract. I'm not too money hungry. I'm just looking to live comfortably and independently. 6 million would be enough to comfortably live, I think. Somebody says just 1 week of their salary could change your life. Yes, that'd be very nice. That'd be very nice. That'd be very nice to get their salary. Gina says she would love $1 million. Yes, that'd be great. That'd be great. All right. I know Rusty's giving me crickets. Rusty's saying you're getting boring here, Andrew. So I think I'm gonna hit the bricks, hit the dusty trail. So he says $6 million. Well, that's a starting point. Right now, I have less than $1,000 to my name. And if I get offered a $6 million a year contract, I would say absolutely, I'll take that, because what do I have? Less than $1,000 to my name, and I'm making $0 a year. I mean, I would take that contract because I'm making nothing at the moment. 6 million would be a good contract for me. I would be happy about it. Gina says, have a good night, Andrew. So he says, what's the most money you've ever had? I've never had much money. Probably less than $2,000 for most of my life. But then again, my mother kind of supports me and controls my money, and she has plenty of money. So, I think a lot of the reason I'm living comfortably is thanks to my mother, stepfather, and father. So even though I have less than $2,000 to my name, they have some money. So I'm a disabled adult child, and they control my finances. They're in control of my financial situation. They just give me food. Rusty said he had $14,000 for a bit, then he bought a car. Yeah. Money flies out the window. Money flies out the window. You got to buy things and maintain cars. Yeah. All right. Gina says, have a good night. I'm hitting the dusty trail. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll be back again someday.